हे न प्रभु कोथा गेला आचार्य ठाकुर। कहा मोर स्वरूप रूप कहा सनातन। कहा मोर स्वरूप रूप कहा सनातन। कहा दास रघुनाथ पतित पावन। कहा मोरा भट्ट जुग कहा कविराज। एक काले कोथा गेला गोरा नटराज। पाशाने कुटीब माथा आनले पाशिब। गौरांग गुनेर निधि कोथा गेले पाबो। से सब संगीर संगे जे कोइलो बिलास। से संग न पाया कांदे नरोत्तम दास। जय नील प्रेम धन करुणा प्रचुर। हे न प्रभु कोता गेला आचार्य ठाकुर। कहा मोर स्वरूप रूप कहा सनातन। कहा मोर स्वरूप रूप कः सनातन कः स्वरूप कः मोर स्वरूप रूप कः सनातन हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। शील नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर की, शील रूप गोस्वामी पाद की, गौरीदास पंडित की, शील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Gaur Hari Bol. Today is disappearance day of Gauridas Pandit and Rupa Goswami. So can we discuss about them directly? Time is Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vadanyaya Krishna Prema Pranayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaura Tushe Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I seek blessings of all devotees assembled here so that I can speak something for my own purification. Today is disappearance day of Gauridas Pandit and Srila Rupa Goswami. So I'll speak little bit about Gauridas Pandit and then little bit about Rupa Goswami. Though all of you already know about them, but still for our own purification I will speak. Gauridas Pandit is one of the close associates of Lord Chaitanya. We see he is also associate of Lord Krishna in Krishna Lila. It is mentioned that he is Subal Sakha, very intimate friend of Krishna in Krishna's pastime. So when Supreme Lord appeared in this world as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared, Subal Sakha appeared as Gauridas Pandit. And we see that one time Gaurnitai, both of them came to meet Gauridas Pandit at his place, Ambika Kalna. When we go from Howrah to Navadip, in between station comes Ambika Kalna. How many of you have seen that station? Yeah, so it's a holy place. So that is a place where Gauridas Pandit was residing. One time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda came, they spent a lot of time with him. And then after some time, then they requested to give them permission so that they can continue with their travels further. So Gauridas Pandit, being attached to Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda very much, he didn't want them to leave. He was saying, no, my dear Lord, if you leave, how will I continue to live? So please stay here only. So he was requesting again and again. So then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged to carve deities of himself and Nityananda Prabhu from a special neem tree. And then he gave that deities to Gauridas Pandit. And he told that, my dear Gauridas Pandit, myself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, both of us are non-different from deities. So we can understand that you love us very much and you cannot live without us. So we are offering you these deities so you can always be with us and not feel separation. Gauridas Pandit was very disturbed. He was saying, Arey, what is this, You are planning to give me the deities and yourself go away? So he said, my dear Lord, you are saying yourself and deities are non-different. So let deities go and you stay here. So deities were like this, Gaur Nitai raising hands. As soon as he said like that, deities lowered the hands and they started walking ahead, Gaur Nitai. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they raised hands. And then when Gauridas Pandit saw, what is happening? Deities are walking and they are going. And here Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they are raising hands and standing. He got little confused, so immediately he started running behind, deities. And he said, my dear Lord, please don't go, you stay here. Let them go. And again, deities again stopped there. They raised their hands and stood. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu lowered their hands. They started walking, And when Gauridas Pandit saw it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu were walking. They are going away. Immediately ran behind them. He said, no, you please stay. Where are you going? Let them go, Again Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood there. They raised their hands and deities lowered their hands and they started walking. And he got confused. Again he ran behind deities. So like that couple of times happened. And then finally he understood that deities of Shri Nitai Gauranga and Shri Nitai Gauranga are non-different. And he also understood Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda have come for a mission and they want to go. So he cannot, hold them. So then he accepted to have the deities of Shri Nityananda Prabhu and Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And he started worshipping them in Ambika Kalna. And simultaneously, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu went forward with their Sankirtan. So he was very lovingly serving these deities. And one time there was a festival coming soon. So a lot of arrangements were being made for the festival. And one of his disciples, he had gone around to invite people for the festivals and all these things. And in temple, Gauridas Pandit was worshipping the deities. And when he was worshipping, he heard loud Sankirtan sound of Sankirtan coming from the banks of Ganges nearby. He wanted to go, but still he had duties for the deities, so he was worshipping the deities. But all of a sudden he saw that a deity jumped from the altar and ran. And he was wondering what happened. He's doing puja, his worship is not yet over and deities have left. And then he thought, how dare deities run away, Immediately he took a stick and started running behind. And he went and he's running, and then he saw the deities went and started participating in Sankirtan. His disciple was having a big Sankirtan and hundreds and thousands of people were chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So there was wonderful kirtans going on, and Shri Nityananda Prabhu and Gauranga Mahaprabhu, they were chanting and dancing in that kirtans. And all devotees, when they saw Lord Chaitanya Nityananda dancing, they became so ecstatic. And the disciple of Gauridas Pandit, he became more and more enthusiastic in kirtans, seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu personally present in the kirtan. And Gauridas Pandit came and he saw Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, dancing in the kirtans, and my puja is there incomplete. So he had come with the stick, and as soon as Lord Chaitanya saw Gauridas Pandit, with the stick, he became a little afraid. And it said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately jumped in the heart of his disciple. So later on, his disciple came to be known as Hriday Chaitanya. In his heart, Lord Chaitanya jumped. So, so this is a very exalted personality, Gauridas Pandit, and his disciple also Hriday Chaitanya, very exalted personality. Later on, we see Shyamanand Prabhu took initiation from Hriday Chaitanya, and later on Shyamanand Prabhu also created a flood of Krishna consciousness all over Odisha. And even today, if you go, you will find practically every village there are people chanting Hare Krishna, and they know Shyamananda Prabhu. So this is great glories of Gauridas Pandit, who had a very intimate, loving, affectionate relation with Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya was captivated by his love. In that temple, they darshan always they open and close, because of they feel fearful that deities may again run away, and especially for devotee with great love, praise, maybe the deities may go with him. So they always open and close the altar. Also, it is said in that temple there are some manuscripts in which there is personal handwriting of Lord Chaitanya there. Also, there is, what is that called? That which is used to move the boat oar. So that oar which was used by Lord Chaitanya to cross Ganga is also there. So it is said anybody who has darshan of that oar and darshan of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda deities there, he can cross over this ocean of material existence and go back home, back to Godhead. Rivo. So sometime one can make plan to go and see the beautiful deities of Shri Nityananda Prabhu and Gaurang Mahaprabhu at Ambika Kalna. Today is also disappearance day of Rupa Goswami, and we are all called as Rupanugas, followers of Sri Rupa Goswami. Srila Prabhupada writes in beginning of Updeshamrita that this Krishna consciousness movement is going under direct supervision of Rupa Goswami. So this Krishna consciousness flooding and spreading all the world, because it is not a material movement, it is a movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, directly supervised by Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami being our Sampradaya Acharya, it's very important that we know about him and his glories, and try to follow his instructions. I will read something from Chaitanya Charitamrita. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is description of Rupa Goswami's meeting with Lord Chaitanya. First, Lord Chaitanya met Rupa Goswami at in the beginning at Ramkeli, which Krishna willing we will all go there in just maybe next month. So earlier they were great ministers. Rupa and Sanatan were great ministers of Navabhusensha. After receiving the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they renounced and then joined Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he met Sensha, and they were not interested in becoming Prime Minister and Home Minister. But later on, when Navabhusensha threatened that if you don't accept my service, then I will trouble and torture all the Hindus. So in order to save the trouble and torture of all Hindus, reluctantly both of them accepted the position of Prime Minister and Home Minister of Navabhusensha. And when both of them started serving our sons, they are Prime Minister and they are Home Minister. Imagine if parents see their child getting big position, big money, big respect, how they feel. If child, he may be working in uh, even a demonic company which slaughters so many animals, and it may do lot of do lot of illicit activities. But if they get big pay, big salary, big position, parents sometimes feel, oh, very nice. But Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami's parents, when they saw that Rupa and Sanatan had to work under Navabhusa, they felt so sorry. And every day they were worshipping Supreme Lord and performing yajnas for the purification of Rupa and Sanatan, and they were feeling so embarrassed and they were feeling so sorry. And they are always praying to the Lord for their deliverance, and also doing various yajnas for their purification. Later on we see, by mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went to Vrindavan. And then he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there again. Where did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Rupa Goswami again? Dashashwamedha Ghat. So I met him in science of and mellows of devotional service, and instructed him that you please expand his Vrindavan Yatra. Came back to Puri. Rupa Goswami again went to Jagannath Puri to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we say on the way he was there in one place, which was a place of Satyabhamapur, where he got a dream. Satyabhama came in the dream of Rupa Goswami and said, "Arey, you are making a drama, writing drama, and you are putting all the pastimes together." He said, no, you should divide your drama into two parts. One drama dedicated to Vrindavan Leelas, another drama dedicated to Mathura and Dwarka Leela. And Rupa Goswami got up and he said, he had a dream of Satyabhama, and then he later on found out, this is Satyabhamapur. Then he understood that is the will of, and he accepted that, and then he went. Then he went to Jagannath Puri, and he stayed there. And during Chaturmas, we see all devotees from Bengal used to come to Jagannath Puri to meet Lord Chaitanya. And since Lord Chaitanya had come from Vrindavan, so many devotees around actually came to meet Lord Chaitanya. And they spent these 4 months especially and continued to stay in association of Haridas Thakur at Haridas Thakur used to stay at what place? Siddha Bakul. So Haridas Thakur was staying along with Haridas Thakur. Rupa Goswami is staying. And it's so amazing. Haridas Thakur is Namacharya. Rupa Goswami is so exalted personality, Sanatana Goswami. But they never went to Jagannath 𝐂𝐻𝐌𝐌𝐔𝐍𝐈𝐓𝐘. So we can see what kind of humility Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, all of them had. No? They were most exalted. Intimate relationships, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the banks of the Reva under Vetasi tree. That is my desire. So here there is no word Krishna, Radha, Vrindavan, Yamuna, So difficult to understand, but the mood is there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited that. And then Rupa Goswami wrote another verse. Priya soyam Krishna sacharita kurukshetra militas tatham saradha tad idam ubhayo sangam sukham tathapi antakhelan madhura murli panchamas juse manome kalindi pulina vipinaya spruhatyati. Which means, my dear, that Lord Chaitanya embraced Rupa Goswami. Say श्लोक लय प्रभु स्वरूप देखाइला स्वरूपेर परीक्षा लागे तहारे पूछिला. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that verse on the palm leaf and he went and he showed to Sarup Damodar. And then he asked him, my dear Sarup, मोर अंतर वार्ता रूप जानिले के मोने आमी कईलो उपदेश तुम्ही कही यहाँ रसेर विशेष. I thereupon also bestowed upon him my transcendental potency. Now you also should give him instructions. In particular, instruct him in transcendental mellows. Sarup Damodar is very expert in transcendental mellows. He understands the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and according sings various songs and slokas. So he's saying, I have already bestowed mercy, but you also bless him. You also bestow your mercy. You also instruct him, especially in science of the transcendental mellows. So we see Rupa Goswami was personally blessed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarup Damodar and all the states of Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, he was empowered. While reading on that page, and as soon as he read it, he was overwhelmed by ecstatic love. So this is another ecstatic verse. So Lord Chaitanya saw beautiful handwriting and then read this verse, and he went in ecstasy reading that verse. Tunde tandavini ratim vitanute tundavali narbudebhya spruham chet prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritim no jane. When Lord Chaitanya Haridasa Haile Ullasi Nachite Lagil Slokir Artha Prashamsi. Now Haridas is a Namacharya. What more nectar he can get than hearing the glories of holy name. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted this verse, Haridas Thakur, just by hearing, became so jubilant and he started dancing, praising the meaning of this verse. Oh, wonderful! What a wonderful verse! Krishna namer mahima shastra sadhu mukhe jani namer madhuri aiche kaha nahi suni. So Haridas Thakur says that one has to understand Krishna namer mahima shastra sadhu mukhe jani. One can understand by hearing shastras from sadhus. We cannot understand the transcendental glories of holy name on our own. So, but one can understand the transcendental glories of holy name by hearing scriptures from the mouth of. But alpa seva bahumani,